The empty apartment. When I moved into the new apartment, the landlord warned me about one thing. "The walls are thin," he said. "You'll hear your neighbors." I didn't mind. I'd lived in worse places. The first night was quiet, too quiet. No footsteps, no TV sounds, no doors closing, just silence. On the second night, at exactly 11:42 p.m., I heard a knock. Not on my door, on the wall beside my bed. 3 slow taps. Knock, knock, knock. I froze. Maybe someone dropped something next door. I ignored it. 30 seconds later, 3 more taps, same rhythm. I sat up and tapped back 3 times. Immediately, 3 taps answered. My stomach flipped. I waited. Nothing. I told myself it was just pipes. Old buildings make noises. The next night, 11:42 p.m., 3 taps. This time, I didn't hesitate. I tapped back 3 taps. The reply came faster, almost excited. We did it again. 3 taps from me, 3 from them. It felt childish, like a secret code. On the 4th night, I decided to try something different. At 11:42, 3 taps came. I smiled nervously and tapped 4 times instead. There was a long pause. Then 4 taps answered, perfectly spaced. My chest tightened. That wasn't random. The next night, I tapped twice. 2 taps came back. Whatever was on the other side was copying me. The following evening, before 11:42, I knocked on my neighbor's door. No answer. I knocked again. Still nothing. I asked the landlord the next morning, "Who lives in the unit next to mine?" He frowned. "There is no unit next to yours." I laughed. "Very funny." "I'm serious," he said. "Your apartment is the corner unit. On the other side of that wall is the old elevator shaft. It hasn't worked in 20 years. I felt cold. That night, I told myself I wouldn't respond. 11:42 p.m., 3 taps. I stayed still. 3 taps again, louder. Then 4 taps, 5, 6, faster, impatient, angry. I pressed my pillow over my ears. The tapping stopped. Silence. Relief washed over me. Then, a single knock, right behind me, on the wall at the head of my bed, the wall that faces the hallway. Slowly, carefully, 3 taps sounded from inside my apartment, not in the wall, in the room, directly behind me. Knock, knock, knock. The backup folder. Last month, my laptop crashed, completely froze. Black screen, wouldn't restart. I took it to a repair shop, and the guy said the hard drive was corrupted. "Good thing you had cloud backup," he said. I didn't. At least, I didn't think I did. When I got the laptop back, everything was there. All my photos, my documents, even old school projects. At first, I was relieved. Then I noticed something strange. There was a folder on my desktop called Backup 2. I don't name my folders like that. I opened it. Inside were hundreds of video files, all labeled with dates. Every single date was from the past 3 weeks. I clicked the most recent one. The video opened. It was my bedroom. From the corner near the ceiling, like it was filmed from a tiny camera mounted up high. I live alone. The footage showed me sitting at my desk, scrolling on my phone, exactly what I was doing at that moment. I paused the video, looked around my room. There was no camera, no blinking light, nothing. I laughed nervously. Maybe malware, maybe someone hacked me. But the angle, it wasn't from my laptop camera. It was from above. I played another video. Different day, different clothes, still my room, still that high corner angle. In that video, I was asleep. The timestamp read 3:12 a.m. The video kept playing. At 3:17, the bedroom door slowly opened. I stopped breathing. I live alone. In the video, I was asleep in bed. The door opened wider, but no one walked in. Nothing visible, yet the door moved like someone pushed it. The camera angle didn't move, it just recorded. At 3:18, the blanket on my bed shifted slightly, like something pressed down beside me. I slammed the laptop shut. My heart was pounding. That had to be fake, edited, some sick prank. I opened the laptop again. The backup to folder was gone, deleted. I checked the recycle bin. Empty. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. A message with no text, just a video file. No date, no name. My hands were shaking as I opened it. It was my bedroom, right now. Live. I was sitting on my bed, holding my phone, watching the video. The camera angle was different this time. Lower, closer, like it was standing in the doorway, behind me. And slowly, it started moving closer. The voice in the static. I couldn't sleep, so I turned on the old radio beside my bed. It was one of those vintage ones my grandfather used to keep in his garage. Most stations didn't come in clearly anymore, just music fading in and out, static, whispers of half sentences. Around 3 a.m., I found a frequency that wasn't music. It wasn't talk radio either. It was just static. But beneath the static, there was something else. A rhythm, like breathing. Slow. In. Out. I adjusted the dial carefully. The breathing became clearer. Then I heard a voice. Faint. Can you hear me? I froze. It had to be interference. Someone else's broadcast bleeding through. Please. The voice sounded strained, afraid. I grabbed my phone to record it. As soon as I opened the camera app, the radio went silent. No static, nothing. I closed the app. The static came back instantly. The breathing again. Then, you shouldn't record this. My stomach dropped. I wasn't talking. The room was empty. I whispered, "Who is this?" The breathing stopped. A long pause. Then, "You are." My chest tightened. The voice on the radio. It sounded like me. Not exactly, but close enough. Same tone, same cadence. "Stop messing with me," I said, louder now. The static grew louder, angrier. "You need to listen." The air in my room felt heavy, the kind of silence that presses against your ears. "Listen to what?" I asked. Another pause. Then, very softly, "Don't go to sleep tonight." A chill ran through me. Why? The radio crackled violently. Then the voice whispered, "Because if you fall asleep, I wake up." The lights in my room flickered. My phone screen lit up with a notification. No sender, just a blank message. It said 3:17 a.m. I looked at the clock. 3:16. The radio volume began rising on its own, static screaming through the speaker. "Stay awake," the voice pleaded. My eyelids suddenly felt heavy, like something was pulling me down. The clock changed. 3:17. The radio stopped. Dead silence. The air felt normal again. My body felt light, relieved. Maybe I imagined it. Maybe I was just tired. I laughed nervously and lay back down. Within minutes, I drifted off. The next thing I heard was my own voice, very close to my ear, breathing in, out, and whispering, "Thank you." The night shift camera. I started working night security at a small office building downtown. Nothing special. 4 floors, 1 lobby, 12 security cameras. My shift was from midnight to 6 a.m. All I had to do was watch the monitors and log anything unusual. The first week was boring, the second week too. But on the third Friday, at exactly 3:03 a.m., camera 9 turned on by itself. It wasn't motion activated. It only covered the 4th floor hallway, and that floor was empty at night. I leaned closer to the screen. The hallway lights were off, but at the far end of the corridor, someone was standing there. Just a dark shape, too tall, too still. I checked the other monitors. The elevator camera showed nothing. The stairwell camera showed nothing. Only camera 9. I grabbed my radio. "Is anyone on the 4th floor?" Silence. Of course there was silence. I was alone. I told myself it was a trick of the light, a shadow. Then the figure moved. Not walking, just closer, like the video skipped frames. From the end of the hallway to halfway down, my chest tightened. I rewound the footage, but when I replayed it, the hallway was empty. No figure, no movement, just darkness. I let out a nervous breath. Then camera 9 went live again. The figure was closer, now standing directly in front of suite 417, and the door to that suite was slowly opening. I knew for a fact that office was locked. I had checked it earlier. I stared at the monitor as the door opened fully. Darkness inside. The figure stepped in, and the door closed. I jumped up from my chair. There was no way someone was up there. I took the elevator. The ride felt longer than usual. When the doors opened on the 4th floor, the hallway was empty. Completely normal. Lights on, quiet. I walked towards suite 417. The door was closed, locked. I tried the handle anyway. It didn't move. My radio crackled suddenly. A burst of static. Then, a whisper. "Behind you." I turned instantly. The hallway was empty, but every office door along the corridor was now slightly open. All of them at the same time. Cold air brushed past me. I slowly looked back at suite 417. The door was open now, wide. The room inside was dark, but I could see something glowing faintly. A computer monitor. On the screen, a live camera feed. Camera 9. And in the video, I was standing in the hallway, looking at the door. But the version of me on the screen wasn't alone. Something tall was standing directly behind me, close enough to touch. I didn't want to turn around. My reflection in the dark office window showed empty space behind me. But on the screen, it leaned closer, its head tilting slightly, studying me. The whisper came again, not from the radio, from right behind my ear. "You weren't watching the cameras." The hallway lights flickered. Every door slammed shut at once. The sound echoed like a gunshot. I spun around. Nothing there. When I looked back at the monitor, the feed was gone. Just static. My radio buzzed again. This time it was the building manager. "Why did you leave the lobby?" he asked. "I didn't," I said automatically. "You've been sitting at your desk for the past 20 minutes. My blood ran cold. "I'm on the 4th floor," I whispered. There was a pause. "No," he replied slowly. "You're on camera 1. I ran to the elevator. When I got back to the lobby, the monitors were on. Camera 1 showed me sitting at the desk, head tilted slightly, staring directly into the camera, not blinking. I slowly looked toward the desk. It was empty, the chair spinning slightly. I looked back at the screen. the version of me smiled. Then every monitor went black. The lights shut off. And in the darkness, something whispered, "Now we're watching you." The last passenger. I drive for a rideshare company. Mostly airport runs, late-night bar pickups, nothing unusual. One Tuesday, around 2:17 a.m., I got a request. No profile picture, no rating, just a name. Eli. Pickup location, an old bus stop on the edge of town. I almost declined it, but it was slow and the fare was decent. When I pulled up, the street was empty. No cars, no houses nearby. Just the flickering streetlight above the bench. I waited. 30 seconds later, my back door opened. I didn't see anyone approach. The seat dipped slightly, like someone had sat down. "Eli?" I asked. A pause, then a quiet voice. "Yeah." I glanced in the rearview mirror. For a split second, I saw him. Pale, thin, dark hoodie. Then the mirror looked empty again. Probably the lighting, I told myself. "Where to?" I asked. "The address is in the app," he said. His voice sounded distant, not quiet, distant, like he was speaking from the end of a tunnel. I started driving. The address led toward the older part of town. Abandoned factories, closed warehouses, no apartments, no houses. Halfway there, my GPS glitched. The route disappeared, then reappeared with a new destination, further out. "Did you change the address?" I asked. "No." I felt the air inside the car get colder. Not normal AC cold, sharp cold. The kind that makes your fingers stiff. I turned the heat up. It didn't help. In the mirror, I could see him clearly now, staring at me, not blinking. His eyes looked too dark. "You missed the turn," he said softly. "I'm following the GPS." "No," he whispered. "You missed it." The GPS screen went black. My radio turned to static, and every streetlight ahead of us flickered off, one by one, like something was moving alongside the car, turning them off as it passed. My hands tightened on the wheel. "I'm pulling over," I said. "No," he replied instantly. "Keep driving." The car doors locked on their own. I didn't press anything. The dashboard lights dimmed, the speedometer dropped to 0, but we were still moving. Gliding, like the car wasn't touching the road anymore. I slammed the brakes. Nothing. The road ahead wasn't familiar. No markings, no signs, just darkness. Then the car stopped suddenly. The engine died. Silence. My doors unlocked with a loud click. The back seat felt light again. I turned slowly. Empty. Completely empty. No one there. I grabbed my phone. The ride was still active, but the destination field was blank. Passenger name? Unknown. Rating? NA. Trip history? Not found. Then a notification popped up. New ride request. Same pickup location. Same name. Eli. 2:17 a.m. I looked at the clock on my dashboard. 2:16 a.m. It changed. 2:17. My phone buzzed. New ride request. From the bus stop. Behind me, in the darkness, a car door slowly opened.